What's everybody? What's everybody? What? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are old, gang, what's up? We are back. By the title of this video, you are wondering how I am doing month one of being post-op. And y'all, let's just get into the video. So a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about my breast reduction surgery. How am I doing after 2 weeks? How is the recovery? My surgeon, it's so many questions that I have not had the chance to answer, only because I've really just been trying to wrap my head around this whole ordeal in surgery. My last video did amazing. I had over 1,000 views on there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching that. I hope it helped just a little bit for you if you're thinking about having a breast reduction, but this video will be more in depth on how I got my surgeon, how's me being 1 month post-op, like all those different questions that you may have or want to be answered. So all of those will be answered in this video. And if it's something that I could not answer for you, or you're still kind of wondering like about this certain question, please feel free to comment below and I will do another video for you. So let's get into the questions. Okay, so I had people write me questions or DM me questions. So I kind of took those questions that they asked me and put it into this video. The first question that I got is, why did I get a breast reduction? So when that's kind of like a broad question, honestly, when it comes to me personally, because a lot of people do have different reasons on why they get breast reduction surgery. You got because my breasts are too heavy, or I can't wear tops that I've always wanted to, and it's just one of those things where I just wanted to feel more comfortable. All those things. But with me, yes, it was the majority of those things right there. But for me, when I was about, I want to say 11, 12, I started developing big boobs at a very young age. And I kind of knew that it was a growth spurt. And I was just like, wait, pause. I'm only 11, 12. Why my boobs are getting so big? So I found out that it was really because, one, my mom has big boobs, has always had big boobs. And then I've had or developed a very rapid eating habit where I started to gain weight. And when you do gain weight, your boobs and just the rest of your body kind of stretches out. So it gets really, really big. And that's what mine's kind of did. And it made my back hurt, of course. You got the development of a backache, you have different insecurities, and here I am 11, 12, and I'm sitting here with big boobs that I shouldn't have developed until I got 16, 17 and on up. So when I did develop having those big boobs, I've always just I automatically I was like, no, oh no, I am 11, why are my boobs this big? So I wanted a breast reduction. I want to say since I was about 18, and I really didn't think about getting it. After at that point, I was like, okay, well, maybe let me try weight loss. So I lost over 100 pounds, and my boobs still look the same. Matter of fact, they got saggier. The way it looked and the way it made me feel, I was not having it. I wasn't happy. It was just like, I'm like, wow, I don't see any change. But once I did lose all that weight, I would have thought that my boobs would have got smaller because when I was little, I got bigger, the bigger they were developing. But when I lost weight, they were still big and they became droopy. And I was not happy about that. So when I was 18 is when I really was like, I would love to have a breast reduction. Of course, people look down upon the age of being 18 or 17, getting a breast reduction, something that's so traumatic for you to like go into surgery. But it was people who did it. And I've seen teens that were my age at that time who were having breast reduction surgery, and I couldn't get it only because financially it just wasn't possible for me. And I saw how much it was at the time, and I kind of just steered away from it until one of my close friends, she received a breast reduction maybe two years ago. She explained to me her experience and the things she had to go through with hers, and it kind of motivated me to get mine. So that's where or that's where that came from, as to having that talk, having somebody you can be comfortable with explaining like why you want to do something and not just going out and do it yourself. And she kind of explained everything that will go on with it, the aftermath and things like that. So I wanted to do it just for my own personal reasons. And I was young when I started developing my boobs, so I wanted them gone quickly. So question number 2, how did I find my surgeon? Y'all, I don't know how many times I have received this question. Everybody wants to know how did you find your surgeon? What was that process like? And as everyone would know or should know, I am from St. Louis, Missouri, so very big slash small city. If you're from St. Louis, you already know it's kind of hard to find different surgeons here when it comes to cosmetics or even plastic surgery. As stated, I did go through a friend who recommended, not even recommended, but kind of just talked me through her breast reduction surgery. And I tried to go to her doctor to see if they could work with me, work with my insurance, and they couldn't. And I was pretty sad about it. I was kind of like, I felt taken back. It was like, I'm never going to get this surgery. I'm never going to have these big boobs taken up off me. Like, I'm always going to have this weight upon my shoulders and my chest. At that point, I kind of already did my research right after her doctor kind of told me that they couldn't work with me. Once I did my own research, I looked up plastic surgeons in St. Louis, Missouri, and I actually found one. And I don't want to say who my surgeon is because I do not want you all to go and tackle them. But I did do my research on my surgeon. They had a long history of doing breast reduction surgery, and I'm so glad that they did, because it's kind of scary going in that position and not really knowing who you can trust with your body and being put to sleep. So it's kind of hard trusting people like that and not really knowing. So of course you want to do your research when you are searching for a surgeon. Now, I won't give you, as I said, I won't give you their name, but if you go to my Instagram and you DM me surgeon name, I will send you my surgeon's name, and you can go from there. You'll have a consultation, and then they will reach out to you once they've done all the proper requirements for it. But my surgeon was amazing. I am super, super proud with my results. And Christmas is coming up, so they're getting a hefty Christmas gift from me just to show my appreciation to them and just being there and making sure and checking up on me. They've been checking up on me since I've got my surgery. So that's been a big thing. A lot of surgeons do not check up on their patients once they're done. I am 1 month post-op, and my surgeon still reaches out to me to this day, and I actually go see my surgeon again in 4 months. So I'm excited. So the next question is, how much was the surgery? When I first did my research in doing a breast reduction surgery, the price that they gave me on Google was between $5,000 to $10,000. Not bad. If you think about it, it's like, okay, I may not have that money right now, but it's really not that bad of how I would have thought a surgery would cost. Of course, I just don't have $5,000 to $10,000 just sitting around. I reached out to my insurance to see if they can cover the breast reduction and just to see how that process would go. With my surgeon, I was told like, okay, we can do this through your surgeon, we can do this through your insurance, but we have to, of course, let them know what problems you're having. So back pain, and I had creases within my shoulders from the bras that I had on, and just anything that you can think of, just droopiness, the sagginess of it kind of, affects my posture, things like that. I had to go through my insurance first. And of course, they took my pictures and they sent it to my insurance and just let them know these are the effects for her. This is what's going on. They came back or reached out to me 3 to 4 weeks after. So it was completely quick. It didn't take long. The process was really quickly, which I really loved how quick it was that my surgeon got it to them and when they brought it back to them. Y'all, my surgery cost $15,000 for one boob. This was $15,000. This was $15,000. In total, my insurance was $30,000 on my breast reduction. It sounds like a lot, I know. So yeah, you just have good insurance, okay? Have good insurance. If you do not have good insurance, you might want to get on that. But if you have $30,000 just sitting around, holla at me. Put your business email below. So the next question is, what was the recovery time? So it all depends on what kind of surgery of breast reduction that you're getting. So I end up getting an anchor lift, which they cut the bottom half of my boob open to take out all of the tissue, and they did remove my nipple and they removed my nipple, y'all. Removed my nipple and put it right back on. So it just depends on what kind of breast reduction surgery operation you had and how your surgeon works with you. So personally, my recovery time was about 3 weeks in order for me to like kind of get back in the same routine that I had before my breast reduction. Typically, the doctor would tell you 2 weeks or a week after your breast reduction, you should be able to go back to work, but not doing a lot of hefty lifting or big lifting. Luckily, I have an office job, so I really didn't have to worry about doing any heavy lifting. So that was a good thing that I had when it came to my recovery. I know a lot of people have different jobs or and are supposed to be lifting at their job. You are able to get a doctor's note to be out because typically you supposed to be out for a good 2 weeks, well, 6 weeks before you are officially healed. But doctors will tell you that if you don't do any heavy lifting, you should be able to get back into a normal routine when it comes to you going to work. I was able to go back to work after the 3rd week. I did take 2 weeks off of my job and stayed at home and kind of just got myself back together. After the 2nd week, I was able to go back on walks that I used to do. I was able to do minor lifting. I couldn't lift no more than 15 pounds. So I wasn't able to pick up my niece or my nephew for that time being, but I was able to pick up little minor things. I couldn't you're not able to lift your hands above your head because that will kind of cause the stitching in your breast to kind of burst open. I didn't really listen when my doctor kind of told me don't lift above your head because I'm like, I want to put a top on. I want to see how I look. You know, everybody kind of wants that standardized journey. It's like I'm ready to hurry up and see. I'm kind of like impatient sometimes. That did not cause pain in everything, but you definitely can see or feel the difference if you're doing like heavy lifting above your head and if you're kind of like picking up things because you want to be strong. No, when your doctor tell you do not lift up anything, do not put your hand above your head, don't do it, ladies. Don't take it from me, okay? Because I felt a little pain right after, so don't do it. It's not worth it. You can wait to see your results. I just personally could not wait. I'm not going to tell you, oh, go ahead and do it. Don't do it. If your doctor tell you not to do those things, please don't do it. Okay. So, but my recovery time was about 2 weeks. I went back to work in 3 weeks. And then me putting on my tops and everything for me to kind of see that and wearing normal bras again was last week. Alrighty, the next question is what size did you go from? Upon getting my breast reduction surgery, I was able to get my normal breast size that I was at the moment. So I will put a clip of my breasts before or a picture right here so you can see how my boobs looked before. The top that I had on, I was able to try on both of those tops before my actual surgery and see how my boobs will look in it. So I'm about to show you all a video of me last week, officially, of me in both of those tops in a new video. So enjoy. Have one more question to answer. The last question is, are there any risks with this surgery? Some of the risks that you can have with having a breast reduction surgery is one, being a loss of nipple sensation. So, upon having surgery, my surgeon, my doctor, stated that I may not be able to feel or have my nipple sensation come back. And it either can come back super low, it can come back super high, or it couldn't come back at all. With my right breast, I have a very, very, very high nipple sensation. I feel everything when it comes to that. My left nipple, I haven't been able to feel anything just yet. My surgeon said upon time, I should be able to feel something pretty soon. So hopefully, I'll be able to feel that nipple sensation. And basically, my surgeon was like, it could come 3 months from now, it can come 6 months from now, it could come a year from now. So you definitely want to kind of think about those risks when it comes to having that nipple sensation. Yes, you may have it, or yes, you may not have it. It just all depends on how your surgeon do your surgery and how quickly your body can go back into its normal form. Another risk you can have with having a breast reduction surgery is you may not be able to breastfeed. So it is a one, I'm not quite sure what the average ratio when it comes to being able to breastfeed right after a breast reduction surgery. So my surgeon told me that it's a very low risk, but also a very high risk for you to have it as well. So if you are able to breastfeed right after having a breast reduction surgery, it's because your doctor did preserve some of those tissues for you to still have that nerve come directly to the nipple, the milk come directly to the nipple. Now, you may not be able to produce a lot of milk like everybody who will breastfeed, but you will be able to produce some type of milk for your child. Now, if you're unable to do a or able to breastfeed, that's where the risk comes in, and you won't be able to produce as much milk as you will want to when having that breast reduction. Now, you do want to consult with your primary doctor just to see if you are able to breastfeed now. If you're able to breastfeed now, then that's really, really good. You can let your doctor know and your surgeon know, like, hey, is there any way we kind of can preserve my milk ducts in order for me to still breastfeed? So 9 times out of 10, if you are able to breastfeed before your breast reduction, you should be able to breastfeed afterwards. Again, you still won't produce a lot of milk as someone who hasn't had a breast reduction, but you still will be able to produce those milks as everybody else. Still, just not a lot, but you'll still be able to breastfeed. Another risk with having a breast reduction surgery. So, when I first had my breast reduction surgery just a little over a month ago, I went through a whole dramatic change. So, the night of my breast reduction was July 21st. Right after my breast reduction surgery, I did come home. It is a 1 day thing. You go in, you come out the same day. I was sent home. Well, I went in for surgery at about 5:36 a.m. that morning. We were done with my surgery around 3 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, and I went home. I came home around like 4 o'clock. I came home and I was told to just consume protein. So my mom did feed me just baked chicken, and that was it. I ate my baked chicken and I went to sleep. I woke up at around 9 o'clock because when you do have a breast reduction surgery, you will doze off completely. You will go to sleep and you won't even know you went to sleep. But that's just the high dose of medicine they give you and the painkillers that you may be taking on your own. So I was taking Tylenol or ibuprofen. So when I did wake up, I did experience really, really bad pain in my left boob. And I knew it didn't look normal and I knew it didn't feel normal. My right boob was fine. My left boob, I did feel a very high sensation and I just felt excruciating pain and I knew something was wrong. So I called my mom from the next room and I was just like, "Hey mom, I don't feel too good and I don't think this is normal. This shouldn't be happening." When she came in, she did see that my left boob was bigger than my right one. And it was really big. It wasn't just like one of those like, "Oh, my right boob is always bigger than my left one," and you can kind of see the difference. But with this, it was like, "Oh, I see that your left boob is completely big. So I contacted my surgeon and I just let them know, like, hey, my boobs are really, really huge right now. I don't know what to do, and the pain is unbearable. They told me to come back that night. I ended up going back to the ER that night, same day that I've had my initial breast reduction surgery. And I was told that I had to go back into surgery again because I had a very, I don't really know what it's called, but it has to do something with the blood. If you know what it is, comment down below. Um, I'm not pretty sure, or I'm not really good with the specific term, but I had a really, really bad blood that was flowing and it just made my boobs really, really big. And I panicked. I had to go to the ER at about 11:30 that night. My surgeon was able to come in and get me all prepared, got IVs on me, get me all prepared to go back into surgery. My body was worn out, y'all, but it is a high risk of that happening to other people. I've seen other stories that where that happened to other women as well. Lucky my surgeon was not playing about me. They made sure I got in that night, and I ended up leaving the next day at around 6 o'clock. So I stayed the entire day in the hospital just so they can monitor me and to make sure that I was doing well, that I was eating solid foods, and just that I had the proper care. So shout out to all of the nurses and my doctor slash surgeon. Shout out to them because I would have, I don't know, I don't know. If I had anybody else, I probably would have not felt as comfortable with them, but they are the best nurses. They were the best, just everything. They made sure that I was really good and they made sure that I was taken care of that night. That right there is a very, very high risk. I was feeling depressed for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks right after that during my recovery time. And nobody really knew, but that is something that could cause you bad anxiety. I had nightmares. It's a scary thing to have that happen to you and go back into surgery. That's very traumatic, and it took a lot. It took a lot for me to do that. I was crying to my mom. I was praying to God. I'm very, very big on my faith. So I knew I was going to be okay. But I am completely grateful for my surgeon who was right on top of the issue. I thank God that he was able to bring me through this and kind of just make me feel more comfortable with everything that was going on. So I am excited and happy to now have new boobs and be able to try on different tops that I have never been able to try on before. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comment below. I will be doing another video when I am officially 5 to 6 months post-op. That way you can also get another recovery video from me and I can answer any questions that you all may have. We are almost to 100 subscribers here on YouTube, so I will do a dedication video to that one as well. Thank you so much for all of the comments, checking up on me, just all the support that you all have been giving me. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for viewing my videos. It means the world to me. I am so happy that I am growing a YouTube family with you all, and I hope to continue to give you answers with anything it may be, whether it's weight loss, breast reduction surgery, hair, makeup, clothes, whatever it may be that you all are wanting from me. If you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel below. All you have to do is click the subscribe button. Make sure you're also following me on my Instagram as well and my TikTok. I will leave that in the description below as well. That way you can keep up with me and everything that I have going on with my day-to-day life. I love you all tremendously. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see y'all later.